All right, so it's funny. Every goddamn time I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a bit of a break from talking about SpongeBob. Do some other stuff. Then THQ announces another game. Thanks, man. All right, so SpongeBob SquarePants Rift Apart. It's coming out at some point. Not for modern day consoles. For last gen. Great. All right, so I woke up at 4:30 this morning to watch a trailer for SpongeBob Rift Apart. What is it actually called? The Cosmic Shake. And I was in a bit of a podcast with a bunch of other great YouTubers. It was an interesting time. So let's get into kind of opinions of the trailer. So first off, I think people are kind of jumping to opinions quite quickly. We don't really know anything. Firstly, I would like to say though, I am much happier to get trailers like this than the trailer we got for Rehydrated, which was so... It wasn't bad, it was the fact that we didn't get anything more for like months that was the main problem. So it kind of comes into two things for me with the trailer. First of all, start it. Of course, I love Band Geek, I love Sweet Victory, all that type of stuff. But there is a point, and I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm that bit older now or anything like that, but SpongeBob's a pretty incredible show in the fact that it's always reinventing itself. There's always new showrunners and all that type of stuff. Well, not always, but they change things up. They're always creating new stuff. I don't know why the games are so focused on those early years. Like, yes, those were the best years, but there has been other good SpongeBob songs. There's been other good SpongeBob moments. And just the focus on these things does feel a little bit like pandering sometimes. It does feel like, hey, you remember this good time? Yeah, well, we've got in our game. It means our game's going to be good as well. It's like, I reckon... I know, probably unpopular opinion, but Hello Bikini Bottom, I'm fairly sure it's Hello Bikini Bottom. The song at the end of that, with SpongeBob on his ukulele and Squidward on his clarinet, that's better than Sweet Victory as far as I'm concerned. That is a real... Because it's actually like the SpongeBob character singing, and it's actually emotional, and it's just a really great song and a great moment, but these games will never talk about those moments, because those were in the first 3 seasons, so why bother? I don't know, it feels a little pandering-y to me. But yeah, so we get a whole CGI trailer. It looks very much like Sponge on the Run, which I have my problems with. I don't like Sponge on the Run. Something is, though, I do prefer the look of this so far. I dislike the look of Rehydrated quite a bit. I don't like the style. And this looks closer to SpongeBob because it looks closer to the third movie, which looks closer to SpongeBob than... Rehydrate Relief. Basically, not Rehydrate Relief, Rehydrate. Basically what I'm saying is there aren't grass textures so far. Other big thing is I'm really happy that Purple Lamp's back. I was a little bit concerned that they weren't going to come back, or that Nickelodeon was just going to jump to the cheapest option at any given opportunity, which they usually do. They are absolute cheapskates. But I'm very glad that Purple Lamp's getting another chance to do this and to fine-tune themselves a little bit, make a better product, fine-tune the engine. Please, for the love of God, do better render distances, please. I don't want fog that's at my nose, please. Please. Something I am quite excited for this game, though, is the fact that we can really see whole new stuff. This isn't a remake. This doesn't need to follow the rules of Battle for Bikini Bottom. Another reason why I'm glad this isn't Battle for Bikini Bottom 2 or anything like that. It's a new game. It means we don't need to have sliding. Yeah, we can. Sliding's fun, but we don't need to.
I don't need it.
We can have completely different stuff. We don't need to have the bungee jump stuff. We can have something completely different.
I don't need it.
We could have driving segments again. That could be kind of fun. They can do so many different things. I'd love to see it, actually, some driving. And that's the thing, is like, this is very different from those other games, from the Heavy Iron games, which is great. This is a Purple Lamp game, after all. Like the fact that Patrick isn't playable. Sandy probably will be, considering they've done all the effort of modeling her with the karate stuff. Once again, because it's a different game, maybe there'll be a more emphasis put on combat. That could be really cool. Having actual combos, that could be really cool, and different abilities and being able to power up different abilities. That could be really cool. It's that freedom you get, and it's the reason why I've always wanted something new. It's why as soon as Rehydrate Relief like 300 came out, everyone was talking about, oh, I want the movie game remade, I want, this game come out. It's like, we've played those games. We know those games. Give us something different. Give us something new. And this does feel like that, even though they are playing into what's popular now, which is the Rift Apart stuff and going through portals and wow, it's a night world. Wow, it's pumpkin Downton Abbey or what? Downton Abbey? What the? And that's also the thing, is because it's new and not a remake of a game that was coming out when the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob were coming out. You do actually have the ability to show modern locations. So, while I was on the stream, No Life pointed out that one of the cities looks like, I can't remember the name of it, the city that's in Gary Come Home, and a completely different style. And was it the SpongeBob? What happened to SpongeBob episode? I don't remember, man. It's been a while since I've rewatched SpongeBob. Fake fan, but it allows you to have that freedom. And I really like to see, like caveman SpongeBob and all that type of stuff. I like that, and all that type of stuff, and Pest of the West, later season stuff. I really like that. Personally, my favorite seasons are seasons 5 and 6. Like, that's my favorite area, and also 9. 7 and 8 are a little rough, but like the first half of 9 and 5 and 6, because I love 6 because it's so like Seinfeld-y in its comedy style. But yeah, there's very little to go on. Just about everything is speculation. Trailer's quite good. We seem to be fighting blob monsters. That's giving me major Globs of Doom vibe, which is... I do actually quite like that game. It's a quite good game. It's better than most of the Nicktoons games. But yeah, and I'm actually glad, because I'm not sure if how many other people watch the entirety of the THQ Nordic event, but there was some cheapo looking games there. There were some rough looking things, and there was some bad trailers as well. Like, I'm sitting there at 4 in the bloody morning, like, oh, I don't care about MX Racing and how you're a legend for playing MX Racing. I don't care. Okay, Nickelodeon is cheap. They are cheapskates. They will put the minimum amount of money they can into this type of stuff. But it looks like they've actually been given a nice bit of money. There's some stuff going around about like the soundtrack and issues with that. I won't get into that now because I feel like I have to wait for some more stuff to come out and for us to get actual details and information and all that type of stuff before I can make any actual statements on it, because I don't want to say something that in 3 months is no longer correct. That's the main thing. I don't want to have to talk about something. But yeah, there's also like multiple times in this trailer, there's like a tin of mayo. Once again, we don't always need to talk about seasons 1, 2, and 3. We don't always need to have references to those. We can do other stuff. And I don't mean just memes, all right? Purple Lamp, cut it with the meme stuff. It is the most patronizing thing ever, please. It doesn't show that you like SpongeBob more. It's just patronizing, okay? They're dead memes anyway. But yeah, I'm quite excited. I think it's really cool that they're going in a very different direction, and the Purple Lamp is being allowed to go in a different direction, and I hope they're doing their own gameplay styles and all that type of stuff. They seem to be reaching with that, with not having Patrick playable, most likely, as he seems to be some type of balloon thing. It'd be kind of funny if it was like Super Mario 64, where Patrick was like the camera. Like with the little guy on the cloud in Super Mario 64. I don't remember his name. Koopa? I don't know. Also, dumb thought, probably entirely unrelated, but we see multiple times, we see Mrs. Puff a lot in this trailer, and we see her in her car. It could be kind of funny if Mrs. Puff was playable, but her segments were the driving segments, because SpongeBob doesn't have his license. So in any like the racing or driving segments, SpongeBob's just sitting in the back, and we're playing as Mrs. Puff driving around. Because they show her a lot in this trailer. Like, they show her practically more than Sandy. Which is weird, because she's not in any way, shape, or form. She's barely even a B-list character. Like, she's quite good. I'm not saying that she's a bad character. I'm just saying she very rarely shows up. Like, Sandy is like main cast, and then Mrs. Puff is in, well, like, you know, there's the main cast, which is SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward. Then there's the A cast, which is Sandy and all those types of characters. And then there's the B cast, which is like Larry the Lobster, Mrs. Puff, that type of thing. I'm quite excited. I think it could be quite good. That's the reason why I'm making this. If it didn't interest me, I wasn't going to talk about it. But it is quite interesting, and I'm liking the fact that they're going out in a different direction and doing something different. If it was just the movie game remastered, I wouldn't talk about it. I probably wouldn't buy it. But this does have my interest, and I'm just happy that we actually got a trailer and not just, hey, it's coming. I swear. Yeah. There's also something, apparently it was on like Steam since March of 2020. I don't know about that. Maybe that was just them reserving the name because they copyrighted the name back then or something like that. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it could be quite interesting. Please don't get carried away. One of the biggest problems was people getting carried away with Rehydrated and then disappointing themselves because it wasn't amazing. Don't get carried away. Measure your expectations, please. Just try and measure it just for now. Before we get more details, just measure your expectations. That'd be great. So that I don't need to be so worried about releasing a review to upset more people. Just measure your expectations. The answer to happiness is measured expectations. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.